What's up, everybody? So this is a little update from the last video that I did, right, about the Fibonacci sequence. So I made like a rough rectangle, right, and then I know that right here it says 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, and you're basically just adding each greater number that you get from the last one and adding them together. So it has a sequence of 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, and so on. So 2 plus 3 is 5, 3 plus 5 is 8, 8 plus 13 is 21, and 13 plus 21 is 34. And it will just keep on going. As, for example, 21 plus 34 is 55. So I wanted to figure out how I could transfer that into paper, just like basic Fibonacci sequence. And I just did like this is a 1 by 1 and 2 by 2, and this becomes into 3, so that the proportion will be looking pretty similar, and it will appear very very symmetrical, or as what they call it, the divine proportion. So this 3 will be coming to the 5, and this 5 will be into the 8, and this 8 and this 8 right here will turn into the 13 square rectangle. 13 rectangle will go up to the so on, which is 21. It will be to 21. So you can do that with any number, basically. 0 plus 0.5 equals 0.5 plus 0.5 is 1. 0.5 plus 1 is 1.5, and 1.5 plus 1 is 2.5. You can do it with any number. Just the thing is, when you're trying to when you have like a number, like for example 10, 12, 9, it's hard to for me, as of right now, I can't figure out how to get it to that specific number. That the b times 2 plus a thing, it didn't really work at all whatsoever. It just got me confused, and I ended up just not understanding any of those types of things. So same goes with 0.2. It would just keep on going the sequence. Same thing with 0.1, same thing with 0.25. So I ended up just realizing, okay, let me just cut the measure the paper. This is a 5 by 8, so it's 8 in width, and length is 5 by 8. And so as you can see here, there's a 5 and there's an 8 right here. So that's what I just did here, and it was a lot easier to visualize that. So if you're practicing the Fibonacci sequence at first, I advise you to just cut up the paper depending on how big you want them. For example, here I have the paper is 18 by 24, so my limit would be 18 by 24. 18 by 24 length and width, 18 by 24, 13, 18, 8, 21. So my limit would be 13 by 21, basically. And I can make it as small as I want, but I chose a 8 by 5 because I want to make smaller paintings, just to practice this Fibonacci sequence in general. It's always important to start small and then end up getting into bigger numbers or bigger paper. But yeah, also it was an accident. At first I was just cutting, and then at one point I was like, oh shoot, I cut too much or cut too little. And make sure that you're measuring them after you cut them. I have a few defects here. They're close to the 8 or they're close to the 5, and you don't want that. You really want them to be as perfect as this sequence is meant to be. So yeah, but I do know that digitally it's a lot easier to calculate everything that I'm talking about. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to update you on me practicing this Fibonacci sequence, figuring it all out. And yeah, this is gonna be the start of something beautiful. All I have to do is that spiral, right? Spiral. And I'll be ready to paint, draw whatever on it. I think I can do the rule of thirds on this, but I'm not sure. I would have to measure it because this is a 5. And making it into thirds, I would just be a rough estimate basically. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. Peace out, dudes.